Hey everyone, today we're gonna look at the basics of FastGUI. If you don't know what the FastGUI is, it's an extension for OnGUI. It's pretty powerful. I've been using it for more than 3 weeks now, and it's been brilliant so far. It saves me a lot of time. Even though it's in the beginning stages of its development, it does have some bugs here and there, but I'm pretty positive it will be fixed in the future. So what do we need to run this plugin is you need OnGUI and Unity even 3.5, I guess. It's been tested in 4. I'm using 4.1 right now, the latest version and the latest version of OnGUI. So heads up, it doesn't support all the features of NGUI, but it does save you a lot of time in Photoshop by slicing images and putting it back together. The major problem that I find with NGUI is it's pretty powerful, but still, like when you have to make all these widgets again, you have to basically recreate everything from Photoshop. Um, then if you're making another maybe 2x or 4x version of the same files, then you have to redo it again. This saved me a lot of time, almost like it made me like 5 times faster, 10 times faster on how much I spend on a single menu. So further ado, let's get started. I set up a basic, so after you have the NGUI, in the FastGUI folder, you have the demo files. You can take a look at the demo files, and then you get this Photoshop exporter, which is essentially it's going to save you a lot of time. Then you have menus. I have menus. I made a demo scene, I made demo PSD, which has the basic widgets in it. So I highly recommend you take a look at this manual. It covers almost everything on how you should make your Photoshop file. So it's pretty straightforward. Let me take a quick look. So I have a pop-up menu, and then I have a button. So IBTN means image button, and you have the 3 states: idle, hover, and pressed. You need to have it inside this folders so it can recognize. It can be anything. It can be a masked ones or maybe shapes. You can go crazy. It just stops after reading it here. So it basically makes um, an image out of this folder. So I even tried with some Illustrator files and smart objects. It just worked fine. So I didn't have a hiccup there. And even if you don't have all the states, it's still fine, but you have to tweak it a little bit inside Unity. So I'll speed up this tutorial right now for the sake of time. So yeah, you can take a look at this button, and then I have a checkbox, then a slider. SLD is a slider, and slider as a thumb, foreground and background. And inside a progress bar you have only foreground and background. They're basically the same thing, except you don't have a thumb folder. The checkbox has a check mark and a background. So I've been running some effects too inside this one, so it won't be a problem. So let's get started. So I'm just enabling it, everything. So I make sure this Photoshop file is open, and I'm making it for an iPad right now. So the width is 1024 and the height is 768. It's a landscape version. So this is the part that's going to be really useful when you're making different resolutions. Let's go inside Unity. Then I run this FastGUI exporter and double click it. Ask me yes, I do want to run the script. Let's export sprites. So it just exports all the sprites. It doesn't have the date of the widgets. Here I want the widgets too, so I just click export widgets, and then inside my folder, this menus folder, I'm just gonna open it. So it will start exporting all files. It, this process depends on the complexity of your scene. This scene is relatively less complex. Others might take around a minute, but still it saves you a lot of time. I remember slicing all my files before. Okay, so that's basic done. So back in Unity, you have this new folder called main menu. It uses the same name of this PSD, and you have FastGUI data and then the images all sliced inside. Okay, now this itself saves me about 50% of the work. So let's get started more. Simply I go to OnGUI, then create a UI set. So it's a good idea to start a new layer. So I'm just gonna name this UI layer. So it's better to maintain in a different layer. So I create it. I don't worry about the resolution right now. I go inside Monster FastGUI. I have already put this tab here. Drag this panel here, and then the output folder, which is this main menu. Drag and drop, and it says update the UI root. So the resolution that has been set there is for 768. So when I update this, it changes resolution here. FastGUI. This is one of the common bugs that you usually see. I don't know where it's actually going wrong. Like, is it in OnGUI or FastGUI? But there's a quick fix for it. Don't panic. I'm glad this bug showed up right now. So just close Unity. Force quit it. So after the crash, just go back to the menu folder. It does create some output folder and a source folder. It creates an OnGUI Atlas, but somewhere down the lane something goes wrong. I'm not quite sure where it goes wrong, but I hope FastGUI fixes this bug. It's still an easy fix. All you need to do is go back to the Atlas maker, drag and drop this Atlas, and then add those files manually. Just select all of them and click add. So coming back to FastGUI, we create the UI set, and then drag and drop the panel and this entire folder. Update it and FastGUI. There you go. It's here. It's done. So that's how fast it is. It's really fast. It aligned mostly correctly for me, but slight changes here and there. But it is an easy fix. It's not something that's undoable. One more thing that FastGUI doesn't do is anchors. So everything basically starts from the center anchor. I hope they have this feature added in the next version. So I'm just gonna duke and organize some stuff here. Just gonna fix a little bit. I basically think it's because of when you have this effect on the outer corner, Photoshop doesn't recognize an effect as a resolution and doesn't actually crop that image. So I guess that is the problem. If you rasterize every image, this won't be a problem, I hope. I'm just hoping that that's the fix for it. Okay, so let me just run this scene and test what's happening here. If these buttons don't work, the slider is supposed to work, but it's a quick fix again. So let me see what's wrong. In the slider, I noticed that the layer is still set to default. So all I need to do is go back and select this and UI layer and change for all children. So when I set back to UI layer, the OnGUI looks for this layer and only detects that layer. So this should be working now. Yep, there we go. It's still brilliant how it works. So let me check the progress bar. Okay, works fine. Go back to the close and I get this weird thing. it's nothing wrong with FastGUI. It's because I didn't set a state for this back in Photoshop. In the IPT close, this one, I have only the idle. I don't have a hover or a pressed state. So either I can go back and actually fix this one. It's simple as just selecting it. So that thing is fixed. So let me check for the others. Okay, this works fine because I have all the 3 states for this button. I don't have for this one, so I'll just go and manually fix that one. So let me organize this pretty fast. I like this plane. I'll create one more plane. This just need it. Put these guys. Put these buttons. The idea and hard button in here, and then I'll call it. So again, the anchor needs to be different. This is the top left, this is supposed to be the top right, right? So I'll create a new object and attach an anchor. The camera usually changes the default one, so make sure you change that, and I'm going to set this to top left. A little bit of hosting, that's all. This is top right. So on the top right, okay, on the top right, I have this one. On the top left, I have this one. So that looks pretty clean. Oh, this is center anchor. I think it should work fine right now. So if I just hit play and check, yeah, always stays in right place, left and right. Script to this object and see how it actually works. I have wrote a script to manipulate this one. So for the pop-up menu, this, and I have the image button close. Main menu, yes. This is a script that I wrote myself just to save me a lot of time. So there you go. I made a really good looking UI in less than 10 minutes. So FastGUI is awesome, and maybe in the next tutorial we'll go deeper on how to make this text objects, because that requires you to make sprite atlases and then link it. So on the most part we covered these basic widgets, button, checkbox, sliders, and progress bar. Maybe in the next tutorial we'll see text input and slice and clip, and how we can actually reuse most of these images again, and rather than having this large images, just having all this text. So I hope you enjoy FastGUI as much as I do. It is a brilliant extension. It has a really good start and a huge potential. Thank you for your time. Bye.